down your contact details and short bio in the chat to network with the other attendees. I will also be sharing the schedule and the link to the pitch decks of the startups that we will discover in a few minutes. So just a quick reminder, you can use the general chat or private messaging function to ask any questions to the startups and to interact with the other attendees. So once again, welcome everyone. And my name is Mathilde Vadé, and I organize pitch nights, investment conferences, and fundraising service at the Startup Club, introducing advisors and investors to selected startups during online events. And what is the Startup Club? The Startup Club is a one-stop shop for the global entrepreneur community. And our vision is to assist startups, scale-ups, and growing companies in their fundraising and development needs by connecting entrepreneurs with investors, advisors, mentors, and other key players in the global startup ecosystem, and through a series of pitch nights and investor conferences. So in 2022, we were happy to host over 50 successful events and workshops, and we are happy to count over 70,000 members in our online network. And we host events on various topics such as green tech, health tech, fintech, but also valuation workshops, and we are planning to expand to other industries in 2023. And we offer other services as well, such as valuation reports, pitch deck reviews, promotion, and etc. And everything, our events and our services, they are listed on our website. So you're welcome to check it out and reach out if you would like to receive more information. And so tonight, I am happy to introduce you to 5 amazing fashion, beauty, and luxury companies. The first one is MARION PARKE, presented by Cashill and MARION PARKE. They are from the USA. Innovative, comfortable, and irresistible footwear brand in the accessible luxury market. Surgeon-designed invisible insole that sculpts to the natural shape of the foot and creates a fit that feels custom. And the second startup tonight is Manima, presented by Carolina Guthmann, who is based in Palermo in Sicily. Sicilian Hand-Embroidery as a vehicle of inclusion for a new regenerative luxury model. Sustainable, unique, bespoke, and everlasting products for homes, yachts, and wardrobes. The third startup is called SANGROVE and is presented by Tatiana Alexa from the US. A home of impact shopping, a go-to presell-at-scale marketplace platform creating the NextGen Commerce for collective impact through profitable sustainability. Then next in line, we have the Heart Company, presented by Kristina Rasmussen, live from Hamburg in Germany. Beauty products and fragrances that speak to your heart, a ready-to-scale post-revenue startup in transition to growth stage with 6-figure revenues on Amazon. And the final company is called Catecut, which is a fashion tech company presented by Heiðrún Ósk Sigfúsdóttir from Iceland. It's an AI-driven personal styling app enabling women to get more out of their wardrobes by discovering clothes that fit efficiently, utilizing existing wardrobes and making better purchasing decisions to build a sustainable wardrobe. So now I would like to introduce you to the format of the event. Each startup has 7 minutes to pitch, followed by about 15 minutes feedback and questions from the advisors. And yes, feel free to use the chat to ask questions to the presenters and to network during the event. And so yes, now I would like to welcome the members of the board to shortly introduce themselves. Very happy to welcome you here tonight, all 4 of you. We have Guillaume Echaud-Maison from Venture Partners with us. Hello, Guillaume. Glad to have you here with us. Would you like
Hello, everyone. A pleasure also to be here and as always, discover new startups pitching and discussing their projects.
Great.
Pleasure.
Would you like to say a few sentences about yourself?
Yeah, so quickly about myself, Guillaume, I'm part of the French VC fund, Venture Partners, which is a VC fund that's been operating based in France for the past 25 years, but also active throughout Europe and the rest of the world, depending on the thematics of investment. We have 4 investment verticals: life sciences, tech and digital, sports, and blue ocean. And it's a 900 million euros under management company handling all those investments. And I'm in the tech and digital side, mostly active into fintech and retail tech projects, and happy to hear about those beautiful projects in luxury and beauty as it is part of our retail tech focus.
Thank you so much, Guillaume. Then I would like to welcome Céline Lippi from Luxury Tech Fund. Hello, Céline. How are you doing?
Hello, everybody. So pleased to be there. So it has been a while. So myself, I co-founded several funds. First one was Fashion Capital Partners 10 years ago, roughly. We invested in the first fashion tech startup in France mainly. Then we set up in 2017 Luxury Tech Fund to address many luxury tech, retail tech, beauty tech subjects, mainly early stage. And in 3 years from now, we launched Cuir Invest, which is a French fund dedicated to leather, the French leather industry. And now I'm launching a new fund dedicated to beauty industry. So yeah, that's me. So really focusing on that, and of course, especially in Europe, but not only.
Thank you so much, Céline. Great to have you here. And then I would like to welcome Alfredo Rubio Ramirez from Farfetch. Hi, Alfredo. Are you here already?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah,
Hi.
great. Hi. Could you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, so I'm Alfredo. I'm an innovation principal at Farfetch. I lead the immersive experiences, digital fashion, and Web3 strategies for the group. Previously, before Farfetch, I also worked on my own startup. I did that for 7 years, and prior to that, I did some consultancy for luxury brands for 8 years. So I worked for LVMH, Stella McCartney, and Burberry.
Thank you so much, Alfredo. Great to have you here. And then I would like to introduce you to the 4th board member, who is Deborah Langley from Lyra Ventures. Deborah is calling us from New Zealand, I think.
Yes, good morning from New Zealand, where it is
Good
6
morning.
a.m.
Oh, wow.
So early
Good
for
morning.
me, but great to be here. Yes, Deborah Langley. I'm a venture partner with Lyra Ventures, which is a Singapore-based fund, but we invest globally in commerce and tech solutions that are really reinventing our relationship with fashion and retail. Typically, we invest at Series A, sometimes pre-A, so a little bit later stage than some of the companies presenting here, but always happy to learn about up-and-coming innovation.
Thank you very much, Deborah. Thank you all for the introductions. So now we can, without further delay, we can start with the first pitch. So I would like to give the floor to Marion Parke and Anne Cashill with the company Marion Parke. So hello, Marion and Anne. Happy to have you here. Can you?
Hi, good morning.
Hello, good morning. You can now share your screen and start the pitch.
Great. Well, thank you very much for having us. Anne and I are sitting across the table from one another. She's going to share her screen. We've developed a shortened version of our complete deck. For anyone who's already looked at the full deck, we shortened it up so we could hit the 7-minute target. So I'll get started. My name is Marion Parke, and I am a surgically trained podiatrist. To simplify that, I'm a foot and ankle surgeon. I've always loved fashion and was really frustrated with the way that the women's shoes that I loved the most fit and felt. And I started to realize that perhaps I had the unique combination of knowing the anatomy and the biomechanics of the foot and ankle, plus having just a certain viewpoint on fashion and really loving design. So I felt I perhaps had the unique skill set to bring those two worlds together in an elevated way on the luxury level. So certainly many brands, small and large, have tried to bring these two worlds together. From my standpoint, they were really missing the mark on the fashion level of things, and certainly on the luxury level of things. They just weren't my taste, so to speak. So what I did was I developed an insole. It's actually twice patented. We have 2 utility patents, and it is permanently applied to all of our shoes. And if you want to go to the first slide,
it's not showing.
The cover slide is showing.
Okay. Move the slides forward.
See, it's still on the cover slide. I don't know if you want to technical difficulties.
It's probably the presentation mode that's been activated and not the right window.
Oh yeah, if you want to try to do the projector. The
you can keep talking and I'll see if I can figure it out.
Okay, so in short, that was sort of the high level reason for being and why I started the business. We shipped our very first season in 2016, and we up until the pandemic in 2020, we were growing at about a rate of 50% year over year. 2020 was obviously sort of a pause year, and 2021 we were really excited that we were able to actually rebound and pick up to where we left off in 2019. So in 2022 we are still looking at double-digit growth. Oh great, and so it looks like it's perfect. So that was what that first slide summarized in essence. And we are happy for any investor who's seriously interested. We can share obviously a deeper and broader understanding of what our growth looks like. We're happy to share that if you're interested. Here is a look at the insole. Oh, and there we go. So here we've taken photos of the insole outside of a shoe. So when you see our collection and product in real life, I did put the website in the chat for anyone who would like to go take a look at our website. This insole, basically we've taken the traditional insole that has been used for Italian footwear production for decades, and ultimately turned it into an orthotic. So if you look closely at the insole, it's got a sculpting and contouring. It follows the natural curvature of the bottom of the foot or the plantar aspect of the foot. We use a medical grade material that no one else in the world is using. I am familiar with it from my practice because it was developed for amputees. It has the same properties as the naturally occurring soft tissue on the bottom of the foot. So it's been important for amputees because if any of you all have friends or family members who are amputees, their surgical site really needs to mold to their prosthetic. And what we've ultimately done is taken that material and put it in a shoe. So the shoe almost feels like an extension of the body. So that is something that we like to talk a lot about. And there's also an important layer within this insole that it's hidden, you can't see it, but it helps to put the foot in a more stable, or what we call more rectus position in the shoe. So, but the idea is that all of this is happening in the shoe, but you don't see it. It's still covered in all the same beautiful materials as the upper. It blends seamlessly with the design of every shoe. And we spend a tremendous amount of time making sure that that happens. We feel that our customer is looking for comfort, certainly in this post-pandemic world. Comfort has taken on a new meaning. I think in the past, a lot of the idea of comfort in a shoe sort of had a negative connotation, but now it seems the luxury customer is demanding that. So that is the short version of the insole, and I will turn things over to our president, Ann Cashill, to speak to the remaining slides, our market position and growth strategy.
Great.
Do you want to turn on your microphone? I'm sorry to interrupt. I'll mute mine. Oh, use mine. Okay, sure.
I'll let you do it here.
Oh, you've got it? Great.
Hi, everyone. Matilda, can you tell us how much time we have left? So I know
Just,
to how to
minute.
calibrate.
A minute and a half.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you, Matilda.
Can you hear me now?
Okay,
About a minute and a half.
a minute and a half. Okay. All right. This just describes how we've created our unique white space within the footwear marketplace. Obviously, there are designer stakeholder brands like Christian Louboutin, Jimmy Choo, Manolo Blahnik that are very well known within the industry. And then there are the other brands that are comfort brands. But as you can see, our unique white space is that there are no brands that are offering Italian-made luxury designer, fashion forward, comfortable footwear. And this also just describes our price point. If any of you are luxury shoe shoppers, you'll know that in today's world, luxury shoes are anywhere upward of $700, $800, $900. So we believe that this is a sweet spot. And this just describes our consumer segmentation. We believe that our target demographic is between the ages of 35 and 55. She's someone who clearly knows and seeks out luxury, but she also doesn't want to compromise on comfort. We feel like this customer, even more so post-pandemic, is where her mindset is at. This is just a slide that demonstrates kind of where we've been. So the brand was launched in 2016. We survived and thrived during COVID, and actually really saw the business start to turn back on in the spring of 2021. And we've been seeing double-digit growth year over year since 2021 and before. So, and we're really excited about our growth in direct-to-consumer and also our placement in Nordstrom's, Bloomingdale's, Neiman Marcus, and I'm missing one, Saks. So we'll be launching in Saks and Nordstrom's this spring. This just says looking ahead. It shows that we are going to be profitable in 2023. And then you can see how we extend our view on both sales and EBITDA. Our capital raise is for $2 million. And this just shows how we plan to utilize those resources. As you can see, a large part of our need comes from working capital in just making, we have a large product inventory that we need to build ahead of selling. So a large part of what we need is money and funding for our inventory. We also obviously need to expand our top of the funnel, and we need to do more marketing. So those are the primary buckets where we see the spend. This just shows a little bit of where we've been seen, and we've been a favored footwear of Dr. Jill Biden, the First Lady. We're very happy to almost on a monthly basis, if not twice a month, have her wearing our shoes. It's been great for our business. And also just speaking to our pump business has been our #1 selling shoe. And we're really working on creating a foundation for our collection through establishing a base of foundational styles. And I think that is it. Did I get through everything in time, Matilda?
It's fine. It's good. Thank you so much for the great pitch. So yes, so now we can move to the Q&A with the boards for about like 15 minutes. So I was gonna propose this order: Guillaume, Céline, Deborah, and then Alfredo, and we can keep this order for the next 5 pitches. So Guillaume, would you like to start?
Yes, thank you, Mathilde. So thank you for the presentation. Very, very interesting topic. Small tech issue is not a problem. First question would be on the patent that you've been working on or already filed. What kind of geography is it covering so far?
So the patent is actually, both patents are fully granted. So we have them, so we're beyond just the filing stage.
Okay.
And we have coverage within the United States.
Okay. Okay, good. I might have two other questions. If that's good, Mathilde, you let me know if I need to free some time for the others.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Second question would be on the price range. So I understand it's quite a good positioning, that kind of mid-luxury and comfy positioning in the middle of what the market is offering today. Could you tell us about the size of the market demand in that scope?
In what market, Guillaume?
In the market you're trying to enter. So it's not typical luxury, because as you were saying, typical luxury shoes today are above $700, $800. You're more in the 500, which is kind of new for the comfy sector also. So it's kind of in the middle for you. Could you size this market you're tackling?
Correct. There is a slide in our full deck where we have the total market size, and we have it broken down by North America, the addressable market, and we also have the global addressable market. If I could, I would like to, I think it might be complicated for me to toggle back to another deck.
Well, if it's hard to change the slides, no worries. I think we all have the answers then in the full deck, but it was also to hear you a bit about that topic, but no worries. Could you tell us a bit more about the plan for communication and PR? I understood you wanted to be distributed in retail stores, but the communication on the brand, what is the vision here and what have you planned?
Correct. One of the opportunities that we understand is our opportunity to build top of the funnel marketing. And so we are investing heavily in our digital marketing. And we have a digital agency out of Seattle that specializes in fashion startups. And so we've been aggressively going after both Facebook and Google, and really looking at opportunities to connect with a new customer. The other thing that we've been doing actively is looking for a New York press and media agency. Right now, we are operating with a consultant here in Minneapolis, but we also feel like the exposure that we've gotten through, whether it be the Wall Street Journal, the First Lady wearing our shoes, articles in Fast Company, have been really needle movers for our brand. So we believe that additional national press is very important to us as we look for new customers. So we're actively looking for a New York press agency.
Okay, thank you very much. Very clear. I might leave the floor to our colleagues to continue on the Q&A. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Guillaume. Okay, Celine?
Yes, so thank you very much for the presentation. Maybe two questions. The first one is, so you seem to be very good track. I mean, looking at what you already achieved, I think you have very strong basis. So I was wondering, except the fact that you need cash to accelerate growth, so what are your main challenges? If you you didn't talk about right now.
The main challenges, I would say, is also being a very young and small team. Oftentimes, we're challenged by just, not having enough talent on the team on a regular basis. So that's one of our challenges. And then just managing resources. We have cash flow needs that are complicated just because we have to buy inventory so far in advance. So it's kind of been, the complications of managing a young team, managing resources, and trying to make, hold every penny hostage so that we get as much out of every dollar we're spending, and really making sure that we're, constantly checking in to make sure that we're driving results, and that, the KPIs and the ROI is delivering to our needs.
Okay, thanks. The other question is related to profitability. So in the past profitability, so maybe two sub-questions. Do you plan to integrate physical retail strategy? And what is your current gross margin, and what will be the gross margin in 2024 when you plan to be profitable?
Yes, retail stores are not currently in our plans. We don't know that physical retail is what we need to invest in at this point. We would prefer to do shop in shops in one of our department store partners versus, and I'm sure you all have, many of you have seen what a Christian Louboutin shop in shop looks like in some of the US department stores, but that would definitely be a more efficient way for us to address retail footprint. Our gross margins have been impacted right now because of just inflationary situation in Italy. All of our products are sourced out of the Scandicci region of Italy. Due to the war in the Ukraine and rising utility costs, we've seen dramatic price increases coming out of our factories. So our gross margin has been impacted by this situation. So we are currently looking at sourcing in different regions. We're actively in conversation with factories in Brazil, also in Asia, and also in Portugal and Spain. So I think the question of what our forecasted gross margins will be in 2023 or 2024 are a little bit hard to forecast at this point, depending on what we decide to do with our sourcing strategies.
But then if you decide to move the production, will it change your positioning, customer perception? Because I think I understood that the made in Italy was strong in your DNA.
Correct. But there are quite a few brands today that are manufacturing outside of Italy. I don't know if you're familiar with a brand by the name of Alexander Berman, but his brand is sold on the designer floor of all of the department stores that I earlier mentioned, and he exclusively manufactures in Brazil. I think, I'm sure most of you know Tory Burch. She manufactures 100% of her product out of Brazil as well. I think you can find high quality manufacturing outside of Italy. Certainly it would be our full intent to maintain the quality of leather and the quality of manufacturing, and not sacrifice any of that through the change of sourcing.
Okay.
We are also looking regionally in Italy for other factories that might be more competitively priced as well.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Celine. And then now it's Deborah's turn.
Thanks, Mathilde. Marion and Anne, that's a very compelling proposition. Congratulations. Just a couple of questions from me. Given the challenge and the cost of customer acquisition for any D2C brand, not just you, I wondered if you had considered licensing your technology to a non-competing brand, thus creating a secondary revenue stream that has a long tail for you. Is that something you would explore?
Yes, it would be, and it is would be on our long-term roadmap.
Okay, sounds good. I think that we've seen a number of D2C brands who have a unique technology or solution ramp up that side of the house quite early because it supports their funding strategies. You know, people like investors like us like to see this kind of multiple revenue stream from a brand. And particularly, I think, actually speaking to Celine's point about the made in Italy, maybe you lead with the science, because I was really taken with Marion's explanation about the applicability to amputees. So I think that's a very interesting positioning that no one else has. And I think the science of it is a really compelling proposition. My second question relates to, you said that the sole molds permanently to the shoe. So is there any resale opportunity since it kind of molds to the foot? Or is it recyclable or biodegradable? What do you see as the proposition there?
I don't think the contouring and the moldability over time, if someone wears it, changes the shoe so much that it couldn't be sold later. Is that what you mean? Like that, Deborah, that if someone wore it and then wanted to resell it, it wouldn't fit the next person. I don't think it's so extreme that the next person wouldn't be able to wear it. So yes, I think there still is an opportunity for resale.
Great, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, Deborah. And now I would like to ask Alfredo for his feedback.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much, Anne, for the presentation. I think I'm very impressed with what you guys have achieved so far. I think it's a great brand, but it's a very challenging market. I know Alexandre Birman from like early days when he started, well, when his dad started at ESO, and I know how far he's gone now, like with a big group. So I agree with your strategy of trying to find a good supplier in Brazil. I think is a great idea. There's a lot of very good quality factories there that can provide you with a cheaper product, like very competitive prices. One thing that I'm just like wondering, and there's just like a question for you both, is where is like a part of the comfort and the insoles that mold to your feet? What is for you? What is your key USP as a brand? I'm just like worried, not worried, but like I'm liking to find a connection on the design and something that differentiate you guys from, I don't know, like from Alexandre Birman, for example. Like what is your, what would you make you guys proud when you design a pair of shoes?
So do you mean in terms of if we had a colored sole or a sparkling sole or some sort of brand indicator that made it clear that it was our brand? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I think that's both. So be like a brand icon and identity like that, like, I don't know, red sole, but also more on the design aspect. So like, what are you guys bringing that is different from a design standpoint?
We don't have any, a signature sole or anything like that. We are developing signature hardware at the moment, so that we have a cohesive brand language that's recognizable, either consciously or subconsciously from the consumer. We do repeat the use of our lasts. If anyone here is familiar with the footwear production process, the last is the plastic mold that moves down the production line. We have developed all original lasts because the insole necessitated that particular shape to accommodate the insole. So we do reuse lasts. So again, sort of whether it's conscious or subconscious, the consumer can start to recognize that a toe character or a heel shape to recognize, oh, I recognize that's a part shoe. The insole, again, would be more of a sort of subtle recognition when someone, sees the shoe in the marketplace. But I've always felt that our consumer, again, really doesn't want to announce that she's wearing an orthotic. And really the purpose behind the brand was to develop something that was discreet. It's discreet comfort, it's discreet luxury, and so it all blends seamlessly with the rest of the shoe. So did that answer your question?
Yeah, and yeah, absolutely. I think like my suggestion would be investing in an iconic piece that can be recognizable, and then that can create some elements that can be replicated throughout the collection. So I don't know, like if we get
Alfredo, I just want to add to that, you know, from my background too, and working in some of the bigger luxury brands like Coach and Tiffany, we realized that there is an opportunity for us to define some brand codes that would be unique for our brand. And actually our designer, who is based in Italy, has worked for Gucci, also Valentino, and she's an Italian based designer, and she has a really good experience in doing this. And so one of the strategies that we have going forward is developing custom hardware that would also, to your point, be recognizable and, you know, have a consistent buckle detailing and other iconic detailing that would help our build our brand and help it be more recognizable. Sorry.
Amazing. Yeah.
And I just wanted to step back for a second because I was able to go back into and answer one of the questions, and I can't remember if it came from Guillaume, but today in 2021, the addressable luxury footwear marketplace was 8.8 billion, and an international luxury shoe footwear marketplace of 35.7 billion. So that's sort of the market size. We do know that there are some new numbers that are coming out for what we know the market size to be in 2023, and we're just waiting for those reports to come. So I hope that answers your question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you all for your feedback and questions, and thank you for the pitch, Anne and Marion. You can share your company details and LinkedIn profiles in the chat if you want. And yes, so now, yes, thank you so much. And now we will move to the next presentation, which is Manima, presented by Carolina Guthmann from Palermo, Sicily. So welcome, Carolina.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, how are you doing?
I am fine. I am I thought I had set my system preferences and it looked like, sorry. So I'm trying to open up the presentation again. It was just, sorry for that. Here it is. Okay. I have I'm very sorry. I think I have to quit and reopen. Let me see if I can share now.
Okay.
Yes, I am there. So, okay. So can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank
perfect.
you. Thank you, everyone, for this opportunity to present Manima. And so I start with the name. Manima stands for Mani and Anima, which means hand and soul. And it was founded by my husband, Piero, who was a former TV anchorman for Italian public television. And by myself, I started my career in Procter & Gamble quite a while ago, and I worked in several multinational companies. And we wanted to create this brand with a desire of creating actually a new role model of regenerative luxury, much more than a brand, based on three key pillars: technology, female artisanship, and inclusivity and impact. So that was the beginning of this adventure. Our guidance concept is kalos kai agathos, which is an ancient Greek motto and means that only what is good can also be beautiful. The problem that we tackle is female unemployment in Italy, which is extremely high. So we have 50% almost of national unemployment rate. We have 70% in Sicily, and Italy ranks 114th in terms of participation to economic development among OECD countries. So of course, we do not think that we can resolve this problem definitely, but we create an innovative model of widespread manufacturing to offer women, especially women without a formal education, access to dignifying work opportunities in transparent and fair conditions, making unique hand-embroidered lifestyle products for discerning global clientele. So we have created a model which allows women to work wherever they want to be. And we can manage the entire process end to end, from product development to production to commercialization and administration in a fully integrated platform. All our embroiderers and tailors are equipped with iPads, and by using a simple and intuitive application, they can communicate with the coordinators, with the headquarters. They can receive instructions, training, advice, and keep control of their delivery schedules, which makes Manima scalable and replicable everywhere and anywhere. So this is the solution. We position our products in a global luxury market, which, as you all know, is a multi-billion and constantly growing, resilient market. It already outpaced the pre-pandemic level. And our addressable segments within that are accessories and apparel, high-end furniture and fine art, and additional to that, luxury weddings. Among our competitors, there are both pure embroidery brands as well as brands which do not do embroidered products but have a similar purpose-driven brand. And our key differences versus these brands is that we are the only ones who have a scalable digital model. Our atelier is actually the first and only one in Europe so far. We have a measurable social impact and sustainability. So we are creating a framework to measure social impact over time. We have an extreme flexibility for customization. We can satisfy actually almost any request of our clients. We are totally transparent, which we prove through our FID labels, which we put on all of our products. We have collaborations with renowned artists to keep story going, to have new products, and to have very, very interesting and new products all time. And we have already very high level business partners and private clients. Our product lines range are lifestyle products. So it's pretty broad product lines, from resort to home, from events to art capsules. We launched this year. So we made this year the first resort wear collection, which features a unique technique which only exists actually locally in Sicily, which is a specific art of pull thread embroidery, which no machine can make, and which is becoming actually our core identity for this brand. We also have home and gifting products. And on the bespoke side, we do special events. We have actually served already very important events like making a 40-meter tablecloth for a birthday and other things in the luxury market. And we have home and art collection collaborations and capsule collections, which we make, as I said, with artists. I'm going to talk about one of these soon. We have a multi-channel integrated B2C and B2B strategy, which is based both on face-to-face sales points, like pop-up shops and events, so ephemeral selling places rather than having a fixed place on one side, and indirect boutiques and stockists, as well as direct and indirect digital channels. So we are creating a very unique proprietary e-commerce website. And of course, we aim at being on the major luxury e-tailer platforms like Modo Prandi, Farfetch, Net-a-Porter, and so on. And we work with partners, mainly architects, and designers. We have tested prior to pandemic for 2.5 years, just the two of us, our products and the model. And we made 50 very important ultra high net worth private clients. It's noteworthy to say that the highest spending clients who spent more than 4,500 per order are 8% of our clients, but they make 45% of our revenues. And 3/3 of them are repeat buyers, repeat clients. Here are some pictures of clients that are real, of our real clients: Robin Wright, Maria Bush, Helga Piaget, Dan Rivers, just to name a few of them. They are all conscious, ultra high net worth individuals. They really don't want to have the visible brand name, but they want uniqueness. And they are aged mainly between 30 to 60 years. We have art collectors, philanthropists, C-level executives, and then, of course, as I said before, the wedding and event designers, decorators, architects, and exclusive luxury resorts and hotels. Among the B2B clients, I'd like just to note modus operandi. We had a first trunk show prior to the pandemic with our first evening capsule collections, and we were 3 times best of trunk show. And another client we have is Sugokui, who's among the 10 top wedding designers in the world. We have started this year a collaboration with Kazumi Yoshida. He's the creative director of the Crayon South New York, currently working with Hermes, and he's designing an exclusive capsule collection of, for us. We are going to launch the first capsule of design, furniture, and accessories in April 2023. This year, we had some important achievements. We made the first resort collections, which we positioned immediately in 4 5-star hotels in Italy and Greece. We started the collaboration with Kazumi. We were featured on Vogue Ukraine. We were featured with a 2-page article in the special edition by the Rolls-Royce Club at the occasion of the Queen's Jubilee this year. And we had a successful trunk show in Houston, and we have the beta version in progress for the digital atelier to be tested as of January. And not to forget that we started the first training class for refugee women back this year, and we are going to start the next training class next year. Currently, we are seeking to complete our seed round, and the total that we are looking for is 650. We have already raised 367, out of which part came from public Italian funds from the Agency for Economic Development, and 100 from a private investor. We are still looking for 300K, which is actually not a lot, because we want to achieve some key milestones in 2023. And mainly we want to invest that into PR, marketing, and sales, which where we have almost invested nothing so far in terms of communication. And of course, also in the continuous development of technology and product development. In 2023, we are ready to launch our RFID labels as of January, so we only need to populate them with our data. We are working on a new website, which is going to be a highly engaging, interactive, and entertaining website. We are going to launch Kazumi. We aim at having 50 women in our atelier by September, and to achieve the B Corp certification by the end of the year. So this, and then we have, of course, other sales events on the other part. Our team is made of Piero, my husband, and myself, and of a group of international, highly experienced collaborators and advisors. And I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Very, very nice speech, Carolina. Thank you. So now we can move to the Q&A. Guillaume, would you like to start?
Yes, with pleasure. So first of all, thank you very much, Carolina, for your presentation and all those details, and congratulations on this great cause and engagement that you have made for the company and all those women that have an expertise and might be seeking for a job and activity. So great cause. First question would be, of course, as you're talking about workers that you source and have as employees in your different ateliers, how can you make sure, as you are scaling the company and having more and more women working there, to maintain a certain level of quality with them working on different projects, maybe sourcing them internationally?
So that's a key question, and was a key issue that we have attacked. So we have an extensive training program. We have what we have done, that we started with the best embroiderers that we could find. We have profiled them because they have all different skills. Embroidery is 1,000 years old in Sicily, and it was passed down generation by generation. So we have found the most skilled embroiderers for specific techniques. And what we have started doing already 2 years ago is to start training the other embroiderers to achieve exactly the same standard level that we need everybody to have. So the training program that we have is both for embroiderers who are already embroiderers, and there are many, and they are all unemployed because there is no local market, of course, for that kind of product, because they have never renewed themselves, but they have incredible skills. So in that case, it's just about bringing them to the same skill level. The other part of the training is for total newcomers, so refugees and women who are victims of domestic violence. And these women, they need more time. What we do is that we teach them only one specific technique for a while until they are perfectly capable to replicate and to do that exactly the way we need that. And step by step, then they are taught to learn more things. But we do a very concrete, pragmatic approach to teach them only what can give them in a time frame of 3 to 6 months already some work that can be paid. So that is the great challenge that we have faced and that we will continue to face as we grow.
Okay, thank you very much, Carolina. Great. My next questions are a bit subject to one that I need to ask to make sure I fully understand how you're operating the company. You have direct to consumers and embedded into retailers or in their shops ateliers that you can provide those services. Are the customers bringing some product and materials to you to then work and add embroidery, or is it something that you entirely own on your side and create the product to then deliver it to the customer?
90% it's entirely owned by us. So the customer comes and tells us, this is what I need. Give it a concrete example for a birthday in St. Bart. They said, we want a tablecloth 40 meters long and we want the cosmos embroidered on it. So we then we propose the fabrics, we propose the colors and all the materials, and we then we do the work. There are some cases where a client has a specific request of a specific material that they already have. And in that case,
for instance, a wedding dress, maybe? Carolina?
Sorry?
Maybe, for instance, a wedding dress, that would be a type of product that they would already own and ask you to add some embroidery?
Yeah, that is a possibility. We have not yet gone to the brides market, actually. We have been put in contact now with Brides for Good, and because we always seek to collaborate only with brands who have also a higher purpose, who are either sustainable or bring some social impact. So, but yes, wedding dresses, we could do anything someone wants to have on a wedding dress, because we can master any embroidery technique you can imagine, and we master many techniques which no machine in the world can make. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Maybe last question before leaving the floor to the others is, what is needed to establish a new atelier in a new country, a new geography? What are the prerequisites? So first of all, the model, the whole digital suite needs to be fully implemented and smoothly running. Once that is done, what you need to do is So the idea that I have to expand that into other geographies is that you always only use the local traditions that women have in a certain place. So we do not want to appropriate ourselves of other techniques, like the Sicilian technique remains in Sicily. The next country we would like to go to is Brazil. And in that case, what we need is to look at the local techniques to find the best who do that. And then we can deliver the full digital atelier, so the whole technology, the whole platform right away. And then it's about having, like we have here, a group of coordinators. We have a chief embroiderer, we have a chief tailor. So you need the best people who guide the program, and everything else is then done digitally. But it's a work. So it's you need to, of course, you need to select the people, you need to find the people, and need to train people.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Carolina. Great project. A bit early stage for my investment strategy, but a pleasure to understand and know you, and maybe we'll reconnect later on. And leave the others ask some questions.
Thank you, Guillaume. Celine?
Yeah, so thank you, Carolina. I think it's really a beautiful project, and I'm convinced that you will really create social impact with your whole vision and story. So I had more business-oriented questions. So I would like to understand the split between the business lines and between B2C and B2B. And then based on that, all the model is scalable, because, you know, looking at your forecast, you expect to, I think, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I guess in a year from now, you expect to make 2 million euros revenue. Tell me if I'm wrong.
In 2 years from now, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, if you could maybe detail the response, I would appreciate.
Yes, of course. So first of all, let me start with B2B and B2C. So far we have made almost everything on B2C, which has a high acquisition cost. And that is why, which has also a high return, but this is the reason why we have started to, why we have prepared our first collections to go on the B2B and have a more constant cash flow, which is more forecastable and foreseeable. So which with the collections that we can place, that can be pre-ordered and we can produce in higher quantities, because these are products that can be made quickly, very high level, and in high quantity without any problem. While the customized part is, of course, a part that requires time and attention, and we dedicate a few specific embroiderers to the customization part, while we have a huge number of embroiderers who can do all the other products that we can scale and produce in larger quantities. That was the important thought, why we wanted to move from B2C also to the B2B, because this is what can give us that cash flow. The increase in sales is really, it's aggressive. I think it's a question not of if, but when, because it really depends on how quickly we are able to implement the digital atelier model and have it fully running and have enough embroiderers to create to make quickly enough products, and how fast we can move into new markets. So far our main market is so we produce only in Italy, and we sell to 90% in the US, and also some of our clients are in the UK and in France. But we want to focus on that, because I think we need to build the brand starting from the US market to then expand into other markets, and to be ready to do so, because once we have a high demand, we need to be prepared to scale up the production. The next thing would then be to go with the production into another country. So there are several possibilities there, which can be either in Europe, like in Georgia, where we have already built contacts, or it could be a collaboration with Kizani Africa in Congo, or it could be a new line actually in Brazil, where we have also direct contacts. So we have built that fast expansion on the implementation of the digital atelier, the readiness of production, and investing a lot into communication and PR in order to raise the demand.
And then what's the speed between ready to wear and home and gifting lines?
So in the future, you know, it's a forecast. Okay, it always leaves, of course, some space for interpretation. Our business model foresees that we will have a split of 60% of the ready to wear and 40% of customized products. Right now, we are 90% customized products.
Okay, thanks. And lastly, it's not a question, but I was not good at finding your website, so I could find you on Instagram.
Yes, you can find us on Instagram. I will share the details. manimaworld.com. Manima World. Manima World.
Okay, I didn't find it, but again, maybe I was not good at that.
Manima World.
Okay.
Yeah, I should put it actually on the, I think it is on the context, Manima World.
It's not on Instagram.
It is on Instagram.
No, there's a link to Vogue article.
Oh, okay. So I need to, oh, sorry. I need to put it there. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll share it.
I help like this.
Yes.
I will share this after the event, like with the contacts. Yes.
So thank you very much, Carolina.
Thank you.
Thank you, Celine. And Deborah?
Thank you so much, Carolina. That's such a fabulous proposition that you've built there. Just a couple of questions from me. The first is around the relative acquisition cost of a B2B customer versus a B2C customer. What are you looking at with each of those two different strategies?
I'm looking with the cost of B2B clients. I'm looking at a lower cost of acquisition and I know that I have a lower margin, but it has a much lower cost of acquisition. My cost of acquisition for our B2C clients is pretty high because it requires mostly a direct presence, and people need to see and touch the products. When they see it, they fall totally in love with it. They really go crazy for it. And once they have started using it, they want to repeat. So I have really several clients who come back constantly and want new things and ask me for new collections. So but the very first acquisition of a direct client is expensive. And it requires our physical presence, either in ephemeral shops, so in pop-up stores, in shops, and also in specific trunk shows and events in luxury resorts, for instance, and that is expensive, but it's very effective. It's much easier, of course, to acquire B2B clients, specifically if we go through partners like architects, interior designers, wedding planners and wedding designers, because that is something which you can really address through different platforms, also like Jure and in other ways. So it's easier for sure.
Thank you. And my second question is, you're really going to end up owning the artisan embroidery market. And I was thinking, what's next? I mean, there are so many groups of women artisan makers around the world who are doing other things. Is there a roadmap that will take you into other areas, other crafts or other capabilities?
Yes, that is absolutely the intention. So I think that embroidery was the ideal way to start, because embroidery is typical female in Italy, not in other countries, but it is here. and it has a social component to it. It's highly therapeutic, and it's actually something that creates a strong community. But we know that there are many needs around the world, and we could actually give our model to governments, to institutions, to and we could actually even just sell the model in a box, you know, and make it available to others. Also, I envision to create a platform from this, which puts all kinds of luxury artisans, you know, who make porcelains, like a Japanese a group of people who can make ceramic, and a group in India, in Brazil, you know, with all kinds of different artisanships at the highest level. And that thus we can offer clients a really possibility to completely personalize, customize their products and get access to people around the world that they usually would not have direct access to.
That's fabulous. Actually, I love your idea of licensing out your digital framework, because then that can be custom to each geolocation. Wonderful. Yes. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. Alfredo?
Well, thanks so much. Yeah, congratulations, Caroline. It's very amazing to see everything that you achieved. I'm very, very proud to see what you guys are doing in this project. One thing that I'm just curious about is how are you, what's your remuneration model for those women? How are you rewarding them for their work, and how are you also empowering them to I think like the main point is how can you retain this talent after you train, and how can you sustain that in long term? So and yeah, so I think I'm just curious to understand how you paying them and fostering this relationship with these women.
Let me start with the remuneration model. That was one of the most complicated things to resolve. And we got actually the help of the mentors of the Italian Agency of Economic Development to develop new contract models for these women, so that they have a contract for domicile work. So they work at home, but they have a contract at the same time that gives them the minimum requirements, social requirements, even if they are self-entrepreneurs. As we pay them, so we establish the time that is needed for specific pieces. We create a very transparent list, which we share with the women, and then we discuss with them the payment, and we pay them the fair amount that they need to get for that. And this is just made transparent to everyone, so everyone can see that. We also tell them, we explain to women how much we charge, what we do with the costs of our goods. So what the end price looks like and why the end price looks a certain way. So we share that with the women. And all the women are paid much more than they were ever used to pay in Italy. And so they are all very happy, I must say. We also have hired a small group. So the coordinators have a contract. They are fully hired employees. So we have the core coordinators who are fully hired employees. And we train the women also on self-entrepreneurship in collaboration with local institutions who do financial training and explain the women how it works. We explain the women from the beginning how much time it will take them to achieve a level, to earn enough money. And the aim that we have, the objective is to create a situation by which we can measure that impact. So we really want a significant number of these women to achieve the possibility to make part of their own living or a big part of their living just through this project. So that is remuneration part. On the retention, that is another important thing. I mean, we are creating huge talent, and of course there is a danger that these women that we lose part of these women. I think that's part of the game, and I would actually be proud of knowing that some of these women get incredible chances. Of course, we would like to retain as many as possible, and that goes through the community building part. So we what we do is really to offer these women more than just a salaries remuneration. We take these women to concerts, to museums, to theater. We teach them what beauty is. So they have some of these women, like we taught women from Afghanistan to embroider. They came in December. They have never been to a concert before. So we open their eyes. We give them possibilities of being together, of creating a sort of community feeling and family feeling, which we hope to contribute for them to stay with us.
Amazing. Thanks so much. Another question that I have is, I think just echoing what Deborah said, is that when I think you're doing a lot of like brilliant things, and that's it's very good, but could mess up things as well. So I think you're trying to do your B2B business, you're doing your B2C business, you're creating a platform, you're training these women. So my point is, with all this huge movement from the luxury conglomerates of acquiring high specialized workforces and like embroidery or the leather suppliers, don't you see a good potential for you to become one of become one, like a very specialized supplier for, I don't know, I saw that on your presentation that you're already working with one of the designers that are doing collaborations with Hermes. So is there a thing that you considered instead of trying to focus on B2C as well? My only worry is like B2C is itself a huge and complex beast. So you not only have to worry about your embroidery, but you have to worry about your collections, trade shows, fabrics, like always changing cycles. So how are you coping with all these different streams of ideas?
So yeah, okay. So it's really it is complex what we are managing. Of course, we do not say no to collaborations, but the thing is that all of these very big brands, they want to have as cheap labor as possible. And the cheap labor, if we keep it in Italy without exploiting the women, that's simply quite difficult to obtain. So we are open to that sort of road if we see that we give that the project doesn't die out, because we do not want these women to be exploited. So that is my main issue. If we do that, and we could have done that in Pakistan, we could have done in India. We went to study the model of Jaipur rugs for a month over there to see how they work. They offered us to train 1,000 embroiderers and to do it right away. We said, this is not what we are looking at. I really want to do something in Italy, and I want to do something for women who have no access to the labor market. If we collaborate with Dior or with some of these brands, actually, Maria Grazia Chiuri came to see our things, and she loves them. And she gave us some very good advice, actually. And she said, keep doing what you do and go for it. Okay, she said, go for it, because what she sees that one day, once this is really built up strongly, it can be very interesting for a big brand to acquire as a whole, you know, to say, okay, let's go and take it as a whole. And because luxury is going in a new direction. Luxury, we know that there's so much greenwashing. Everything that we do is we try to be as sustainable as possible. So we use organic materials. We try to avoid any kind of waste. You can reuse our things, we repair things. So all of these things shall not get lost, and they can be extremely interesting for a huge conglomerate or a brand to be acquired when we have built the whole thing.
Perfect. Thanks so much.
Welcome.
All right, thank you everyone for your feedback, and thank you, Carolina, for pitching. So if there are any more questions, you can use the chat or connect after the event with Carolina. So thanks again. We will now move to the third presenter.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who is Tatiana Alexa, who is going to pitch for the company SANGROVE. Hello, Tatiana.
Thank you,
Welcome.
I'm sharing my screen, so
Great.
please let me know if you can see it.
Yes, perfect.
And I'm just building on the Caroline presentation that how important are the new solutions in sustainability, because this is such a big topic and we're all trying to bring not only awareness, but bring solutions to that huge topic. To start with, my name is Tatiana Alexa. I'm co-founder of SANGROVE. I was behind developing leading trading platform, created a monetized exit with the tech later sold to Ameritrade. The next big problem I'm after with my team is overproduction. And our focus is specifically on waste of unsold goods. In fashion alone, 30% remains unsold. 30%, guys. Every time I say this number, it blows me away. Goods that are produced, shipped, stored, stocked in stores, never to be worn or never be used by anyone. Luckily, the world recognizes it and wants to change. Our young generation wants to change it, and governments are stepping up to imposing new laws for the industry to combat waste, creating urgency for fashion to change, and it's time to do things differently. You can ask how. We think that we need to switch the order, flip the script. Sell us, and in the audience, we're all consumers too, not only fashion professionals and VC professionals. So, dear fashion industry, sell us consumers before you manufacture your beauties and uglies in a massive scale-up way. Give us an opportunity to shop differently and save the planet from the waste with impact shopping. Here is how it works. Our tech is a plug-in to any e-commerce, aggregating consumers' orders in real time and measure impact as averted emission. Right now on your screen, a manager of footwear brand pre-sells its new line to consumers during a limited time 5-day campaign using just an Excel spreadsheet and one image per product and setting MOQ as a goal. So the only products that reach MOQ volume go to production, and all products have owners before they are produced. Other designs that did not make sense to consumers are clearly identified, and this is your future low-performing stock. Since a pair of sneakers, in this case, takes about 30 pounds of CO2 emission on average, at the end of the campaign, we measure the impact that consumers created collectively and record it with transparency as averted emission. This creates a triple big win. For brands, this is a new incentive for consumers to buy their brand. It's a bulk full retail price order and a priceless early data to fine-tune their production to actual market demand for other distribution channels. For consumers, it's shopping for impact with opportunity to become trendsetter by buying new designs ahead of the mass. And it's a huge impact for the planet by reducing unnecessary waste of resources and pollution. Again, the impact we can measure and reward for both brands and consumers. Here's how we make money. Our model is B2B2C. We're very lean, we're technology only. Middleware, if you will, and our revenue and impact goes hand in hand. We charge brands with 15% transaction fees on paid order, or offer a white label. Adoption by 15 brands next year with 3 seasonal collections, pushing to production only 10% of presented new goods, leads to 1 million revenue and over 11 kilotons of averted CO2 emission. Our initial focus is on US consumer market, targeting Gen Z and millennials who purchase 80% of its apparel online and overwhelmingly demand more sustainable practices. We are signing now channel partners, aiming to bring both brands and consumers together. Already on board is GS1, the consortium behind barcodes, and some prominent sustainability-focused communities like Good On You that rates sustainability and is backed by Emma Watson. They alone have over 1 million active users who we aim to convert to impact shoppers. After our first test run this September with 8 sustainable brands, some biggest brands are interested in our technology and looking for new ways to woo the young generation of conscious consumers. We offer them a new big marketing story in sustainability by just simply embedding our e-commerce, our tech into their e-commerce. As you may see, we are a group of people who are not satisfied with status quo. Our team has monetized exits and supreme expertise in major disruptive companies, but most of all, we're people-driven to create impact and having blast by doing it. As a recognition of that effort, we were among top 10 innovation in sustainability as a business category by SBC Fashion Tech Milan. We're also backed by Ideaship VC, a subsidiary of Panasonic. It's a fund that invested in developing our IT and patent portfolio. We're patent pending in the US. And our road to success is an adoption on our on-demand shopping tech by hundreds of brands. Easy, no integration needed, just plug and play, while we hold on to our proprietary backend. Right now, we are warming for our seed round, kicking it off in January, and it's an opportunity to opt in early. We are specifically looking for investors in impact, e-commerce, and retail portfolios. The bottom line, with on-demand impact shopping tech that reduces human impact on the environment by preventing unsold goods at any brand, retailer, e-commerce, we can do fierce financial returns and yes, save the planet. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tatiana. Great pitch. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guillaume, would you like to start?
Yes, with pleasure. Thank you very much, Tatiana, for the pitch. Really interesting, and it's definitely a need that you're offering to the, definitely an answer for a need in the fashion industry regarding the impact that they have in this industry. So great project. One question first is how would brands be able to set up something similar on their own website rather than have a dedicated web page that you provide them?
First of all, it's not a dedicated page. We can work as a frame within any existing brand e-commerce. We totally understand that for a bigger brand, they will not come anywhere. They want to stay where they are, and we will be behind the scenes. So it's their own interfaces that we work with through APIs. The other part of your question, what prevents that brand to see our presentation and to do something on their own, right? And to answer to that, we are holding on back end the impact that consumers create. And every time when they see impact shopping, they are reassured that their score and impact grows. So it doesn't matter at what luxury brand they shop, they know that their score in sustainability grows as well. according to the impact that they are making. So that's what we envision as adoption.
Okay, so this would be an impact score for the consumer side rather than on the brand side?
We do both, but for consumers, we see it as an incentive. So they not only brag that they are sustainable, but they can actually show how impactful or how sustainable they are. For brands, we can generate a record that can be presented to authorities. Again, it's we all know that we can't only talk about sustainability. We need to present transparency, and we need to justify the records. So in that part of the story, there are a lot of going on with green materials sourcing. There is a lot of going on with recycling, reusing, refurbishing, but there are not that many solutions in the middle of the product life cycle. When the product is ready for distribution, we are a solution for that particular angle.
Okay, thank you very much, Tatiana. Another question would be on the delay between pre-order, production, and delivery of the product to the customer. I totally understand and agree on the fact that let's say mentalities has changed from the I want it now Amazon phase, and now customers are more willing to wait a bit if it has an impact. But I've seen numerous feedbacks from customers that were glad that they had a good impact, but were not willing to wait, let's say 3, 4, or 5 months for a standard product that they could get maybe in 1 week or a month. But let's say 5 to 6 months would be a bit too long for some customers. How can you take care of reducing this time for the brand and the production, as well as for the customers?
It's a great question, and I have numerous discussions how to address it. We believe that it will take time. Of course, it's a shift in buying behavior that we call from impulse to impact. We don't expect that tomorrow the majority of girls will start shopping this way. But we certainly, when we did, a lot of interviews here in US, speaking to youngsters and our kindergarten, schools and colleges cook our consumers on a day-to-day basis. Pretty much we're talking to people, to young guys and girls who believe that if they don't do something different, the earth will end. And they want to do something different. They have this rebellious kind of like, you guys, our parents are polluters, you're bad guys, we are different, right? So we are building on that mentality by giving them tools to do something different, right? Trust me, we met a lot of folks who stopped buying new fashion. They do only thrifting. But if they stop buying fashion, it means that our industry is indistinct, right? How much fashion is needed is everything is slow. We believe that fashion is very important. It's a communication, it's a creativity. We don't want us to be wearing, the fashion of 20th century, right? We don't want everyone to wear the clothes from our mom's closets. So we need to come up with a solution so new fashion can be sustainable and can still have that benefit that this is your image, you communicate to the world who you are. So the low-hanging fruit is, of course, the people who already in sustainability, brands and consumers, because we don't need to plead sustainability to them. They are looking for a solution. But we also believe that we can bring to that camp the girls who want to still be, on a fashion trends, but shop guilt-free. So this is the overlap between impulse and impact. On the lead time, we don't dictate brands how they need to manufacture, where they need to manufacture, what's their lead time. We want them to adopt this model within their existing processes, right? So when the collection is ready for production and it's pitched to internal buyers or it's pitched to key accounts, Macy's, Bloomingdale's, so everything is ready, price list is there, sample is there, the digital image of the product is there. So we are saying invite consumers at that very particular moment. Give a very little window of opportunity because we know that there is a cutoff day, right? So the orders needs to go to for manufacturing. So creating that fear of missing out, telling girls this is your only chance to buy new collection ahead of time, but we are doing it in an industrial way when the MOQ is a goal and the impact score is an incentive.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Tatiana. Very interesting. Looking at the time, I think I will leave the others a few questions, but thank you because we've seen, I think, all around the world, but especially for us in France and Europe, we've seen numerous brands launching impact brands launching themselves 100% on the pre-order system, and it turns out really great. So it's a great thing that you're offering the opportunity and tools to other brands to do the same. Thank you very much, Tatiana.
Thank you for your feedback.
Thank you so much, Guillaume. Okay, then we will move to Celine. Celine?
I think it's on mute.
Mute?
Oh, sorry. So sorry. So thank you, Tatiana, for the presentation. So I was trying to say that, yeah, I think you are trying to solve a huge problem issue in the fashion industry dealing with overproduction and wastage. Yeah, I think it's really interesting. I would like to make sure I perfectly understood your model, and especially on the slide 9. So you talk about the fact that you are working with a community of sustainable brands, but then on slide 9, I don't know if you remember, you are describing your model, and you are mentioning some brands which are Amazon, Nike. Let me go back to it, it's easier. And I don't know if you could put it on the screen. Yeah, so Nike, Columbia, Amazon, and so would like to know if you are working with those brands, if you are planning to work with those brands, and then if you work with Amazon, is there special impact rules you are setting to work with them? Just to make sure, yeah, I fully understood the model and vision. And the objective to create positive impact.
Back, so we are talking about the same thing. This is the slide.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
This is the future. Again, disregard these particular brands. We are just trying to demonstrate that we can be embedded behind the scene at any e-commerce, and this is our aim. So when you shop at Nike, and you know that the slogan is impact shopping, so you're not shopping from the warehouse, you're shopping on the new collection that is launching, and the product will be made for you, but as a batch, as a bulk order. So this new collection kinds of like, you know, pop up and go away. And we demonstrated that we can also do it on our own platform. And so we heard today, for example, the brand pitch that they need money to actually create an inventory. So we are a solution for these brands too. And on our own platform, for example, right now, mid-tier sustainable brands cross-sell to each other. We have this capability too, but we can be embedded on thousands and thousands of existing e-commerce, and this is our niche. And then, does it mean that you will forbid fast fashion, especially if you work with Amazon? Because at the end of the process, you are proposing an impact score, then or will you measure it? Within the batch that would have been produced, if you shop as an impact shopper, only the items that were bought collectively and reached the MOQ, only that part of the supposed line would be produced. So you are reassured that you are buying zero waste within that batch. We're trying not to dictate brands to cancel some designs, but as we show them the data, we aim that they can see that clearly bottom of the list at the end of the campaign didn't make sense to consumers. So this is your early indication that these designs doesn't make sense, cancel it please, but it's up to the brand to act on it. What is in our power is within this bulk order that we are producing, every piece has an owner. Okay, no, because you were mentioning when Guillaume asked his questions that you can't have you can't make any pressure on the brands on where they will manufacture the products, but then it means that this impact scoring is really focusing on the fact that you will avoid waste, and today you are not taking care of the rest of the value chain, I would say, from what the products are made of, where they are produced. And then is it something you are planning to integrate? Absolutely. We are not working on sustainability alone. We are part of ecosystem. For example, when we work with Good On You, we only work with brands that are rated as good and great. So only the brands who already doing a lot in all that different, parts of sustainability, green materials, labor, social, no animal testing, and so on and so forth, that Good On You rates. So we focused on those brands. Plus, we exist in the universe of other partners who, looking on the ways of other problems like fitting problems, returns and etc. So we see ourselves as integrating other solutions, but this one that I'm presenting to you today, this is a huge problem by itself. And we try as a startup, to laser focus on one issue and then grow it with help of our partners into addressing other problems as well. Okay, so I think it's clearer. Thank you very much, and please, keep me informed of, the progress of the project. Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Celine. Deborah?
Thank you, Tatiana. Very interesting. I just wanted to pick up on what Celine was saying, because one of the things that we find is that the people impact is often not measured in some of these impact scores. And I know you just said, well, you're going to rely on partners, but is there some way, or have you considered some way to kind of give some kind of even a macro indication of people impact in your particular score?
Yes, in our case, people impact is actually your own individual action, right? For example, we all recycle. Do we measure it? No, we don't. With impact shopping, if we change our behavior and start shopping as a more mature audience, we all have closets, we all have something to wear. But if you want a coat for next winter, for example, in spring, you know that you want something new. So instead of going to shop to your local store and buy a coat that was discounted from prior collection, you have an opportunity to buy a future collection and buy it before production. So at that time, your score as an impactful person, as an impact shopper, will grow as a part of this collective movement. We can
okay, understood. That makes sense. But I was actually referring to the labor in the factories, the actual social impact piece of it.
This is on our partners, as I already mentioned. Good on You rates the brands we work with on that regard, and we rely on Good on You for that, for them scoring brands on the labor.
Okay, so that's incorporated into your impact
Yes.
score. Okay, got it. Okay, separate question. Can you tell me more about the white label solution? I'm assuming this is a SaaS solution versus a transaction fee.
Yes, we transaction fees are for mid-tier brands, for bigger brands who have a lot of audience. Yes, we can offer white label when we are totally behind the scene, and it's a little fine print powered by SANGROVE for impact shopping. So absolutely, right. We are. This is what we consider and offer to the big brands that we now in talks.
So looking, I mean, I'm assuming you've modeled that looking, 12, 24 months out. Do you have a sense of where you're going to prioritize the effort on the mid-tier brands or more the enterprise white label solution?
We are pushing both. Our next event will be in February, coinciding with New York Fashion Week. We call it Impact Shopping Week. And it will be for sustainable brands in premium segment, because we believe that we might make more sense to the brands where there is a new design coming. But we're also in a continuous talk with bigger brands, and we know that for them it's a B2B sale and it will take time. But we're in those discussions, and hopefully we'll close those contracts in 2023.
Great, thank you. That's all from me, Mathilde. Thanks.
Thank you so much. And then we have Alfredo.
Oh, thanks, Mathilde. I'll be very brief.
Yes, please. Yes.
I just have two questions. One is how you looking to mitigate the returns risk. So you're opening for pre-orders, but we know there on e-commerce the return rates are around 18%. How are you measuring that, and how are you planning to mitigate that?
We're working with brands that are in D2C, so they have a capability to ship and handle returns. So again, as a young company, we're trying to solve one problem at a time. So we're trying to address unsold good first, and also integrating third-party solutions for fitting to mitigate the returns too. But we rely on third-party solutions for fitting and returns.
Cool. And on your on your methodology to measure impact. How are you doing that if you're not controlling the supply chain, or you don't have access to the design specs, or like trimmings, buttons, logistics? How are you looking to create this scale as well?
The brands that we are working already know how much emission, how much carbon footprint each product creates. So at the time when they upload the product for pre-sale, this is the part of the equation, and we're working with the numbers that are supplied by the brands. If the brand is only thinking how to measure it, again, we have partners who can help them to calculate the carbon footprint of their product.
Cool. Basically, so mainly you're working, your API is only to create the ability of pre-orders, right? Because you're working on the size and fit returns with third parties, and on the impact as well with another third party. So basically, it's the API for pre-orders.
It's API for pre-orders and measure impact on back end. We are Web3, so we are on a blockchain, recording every time you shop this way and creating your identity there. So again, it's a transparent record. Every time you shop in a different shop with impact shopping, your score will grow. And of course, I will be happy to give you more details about our proprietary solution.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, thank you.
Me too. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. We have now 2 more pitches for this evening. So I think we should have a bit shorter feedback, also shorter Q&A, maybe just 2 points each. And so we could be, yeah, okay. So let's move to the 4th presentation. It's the beauty industry, and it's Kristina Rasmussen with the Heart company. So Kristina, hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Hello. So welcome everybody. First of all, thank you very much. I'm very excited to present our fully female founded brand, the Heart company, to you today. The Heart company is fully female founded, and our mission is to develop well-curated beauty products that speak to women's hearts, beauty products that encourage self-love, self-care, and bring a lot of positivity and kindness to women's beauty routines around the world. So when we created, or when we started the company, we founded the company actually in 2018, me and my co-founder. And so we always had the mission that this company should be more than just a beauty brand. So it is all about, as I said, like spreading a message of love and kindness with our products. And so our product collection is all about like DIY beauty routines, and our main target groups are Gen Y and Gen Z female customers who like, you know, to have like a beauty product that is also that our beauty products also have an emotional framework because of all of our packagings are also in heart shape. So these products have a little bit more than just the product itself. So we always sell like we sell a product, we sell and we sell packaging, and we also sell a feeling to our customers. And so the company was started 2018 by me and my co-founder, and we started everything, our journey to our products on Shopify. Actually, our first product was all about hair and hair insecurities of women and bringing more volume and length and hair to women. So we launched our premium clip and hair extension line that It's 100% Remy human hair, and especially the young customers and consumers like a lot of flexibility in their hair routines, and bringing a lot of flexibility and make it easy, all about DIY beauty. And then with the beauty thing of our products, I can show it to you. It comes, because we are the heart company, all the packaging comes in a heart-shaped packaging. And what we why we were so focused on bringing this beautiful heart-shaped packaging to our customers is because it's just not a packaging. Also, it has also like part of a marketing campaign strategy, because our customers were happy to show their products and their videos and do some user-generated content with the products, of course, because of the nice heart-shaped. So then after that, so we launched everything on Shopify. Then actually the pandemic hit. And during the pandemic, we were like, okay, what are we going to do now? So we got 2 additional sales channels, and we set up Amazon Germany as well as Amazon America. The company actually is based in Germany, but our business is actually at the moment like 90% in the United States. And so we launched on Shopify, then did Amazon Germany as well as Amazon America. And during the pandemic, so we didn't stop even, so we even developed a second product line. So we started also with shampoo, like vegan argan oil shampoo that fits to the hair. And then we were very lucky to have a great partner, and the idea was like to launch a vegan fragrance line. So we found out that the global fragrance market, which is a $40 billion industry, is also going through a disruption moment, and there's also room for new brands and new brands that are bring vegan fragrances to that global fragrance market, which is still very rare on the market, because all the designer fragrances are actually not vegan, or most of them are not vegan. So the whole clean beauty and vegan aspect was for us like very important, especially when we target a Gen Y and Gen Z conscious beauty consumers. So we were able to present the idea of our unique perfume line to the largest fragrance house in the world. It's this $7 billion company, which is Givaudan, with a headquarters in Geneva. And we were very lucky because they loved the concept. They saw that it's very global, and they saw big scaling opportunities for us. And then they agreed to be our fragrance house. So they actually produced with their amazing perfumers together with us the lovely vegan perfumes, which is our own formula. And so we are very happy to have this amazing #1 fragrance house in the world on board, which gives us a lot of stability concerning regarding supply chain. So I show the fragrances quickly to you because they're very camera ready. So the idea of the fragrances are they have a name, and they are inspired by mood, and our customers can pick them up by mood. So they are called me time in a bottle, happiness in a bottle, good vibes in a bottle, kindness in a bottle, love in a bottle. And all of these beautiful fragrances, of course, come in a heart-shaped bottle. So we wanted to have like a color concept and something that resonates with our customers, and is also ready a product that you can sell online, but has of course also like a future retail potential because of the beautiful color concept and because of the positive messaging that comes with every fragrance. So when we launched the fragrances, actually we launched them this year on Amazon America, and it was a great success already. So we already had like 6-figure revenues as a brand that nobody really knows yet. So we are really very early, but the concept and our Amazon brand store that we set up with all the brand building and the pictures and video ads and everything seemed to really resonate with customers. And we had customers around all across the United States so far in every state, which is really great because it shows us a lot of proof of concept, and customers really seem to like the concept of spraying love, kindness, positivity, me time, and good vibes on their skin and on them, and it has for us like a mind-body connection. So especially in global times of disruption, uncertainty, and fear, and all these insecurities that are kind of everywhere now, it's like an easy beauty moment for women, and they really seem to very much appreciate that next to their designer fragrance in the bathroom. And the fragrances can also be layered and can be picked up on mood. So this is probably the most unique thing about that. There's a special message with each fragrance. And so there was a pretty good success already on Amazon for the start. We have Amazon Germany as a sales channel, Amazon America, as well as our own Shopify shop. In the future, we would like to, of course, have other e-com as well as ideally retail partners for our products. What I can say, like really confidently, that it's a product that has no cultural barriers. It's really a diverse idea, and we talk to distributors in Japan, we talk to distributors in Middle East, and it seems that everybody really just loves this positive messaging and the message of love and kindness. For our kindness in the bottle fragrance, we donate $1 to the $1 for every purchase to the Love and Kindness Project Foundation in America, or they also work globally, and they support a lot of kindness projects in companies, in kindergartens, in everywhere, in school, everything. So it's a big topic about kindness, and we support this foundation with our kindness in a bottle fragrance, and try to help to create a kinder world with our beauty product. We also partnered with a agency or like a brand incubator in Middle East, for Middle East and Saudi. They're called Moxies, and they will help us now, especially with the hair extension. We started with them with the hair extensions to bring them also to retail partners in the in the Middle East, and we also see a great market in the Middle East for the future. Also, we are thinking about even bringing them to China. We also talk to Chinese distributors, but there it would be more like cross-border e-com because of the vegan aspect of our product. So we don't want to have any animal testing on our product. So this is why it will probably not be retail in China, but cross-border is something else. We also had some pretty great press already on the press, like we were in like Cosmopolitan, Elle, and Allure, and Joy, and some of the US magazines picked up the products. And we were also in New York Post with our Happiness in a Bottle on our Memorial Day Amazon sale. So they picked it up and said, let's bring some happiness. So even a New York Post seemed to like it and the packaging. So we were very happy about that. So, and right now we are looking for the right strategic partners, investors who can help us with scaling the brand. And our main points for that we need actually is like all the other had also like already mentioned is, of course, pre-inventory financing is a big one. So we, of course, don't want to be out of stock neither on Shopify nor in Amazon America. So the supply chain financing is one part, as well as we will need money for marketing, as well as for Amazon or e-com marketing spends, as well as for social media campaigns. So we want to, of course, have a lot of user-generated content, ideally in the future, and do a lot of social media on Pinterest, and more TikTok is very important for us, especially when we talk about that target group that we're talking about. And yes, we want to bring as many love and kindness messages with beauty products to our target audience. We have a warehouse in America, in North Carolina, or 3PL. We have a warehouse in Germany. So logistically, we have a pretty good setup. For us, it was very important to have a solid business setup next to all the brand. Our brand is trademarked in the United States, in Europe, in Middle East, in Saudi, in Japan, as well as in China. We also trademarked our brand name in Chinese, actually. It has a very nice, like, speaks to the heart. It's the translation of the trademark. And so this is kind of like the setup. We have a very lean team. It's just my co-founder and I, and everybody else is like an external consulting team. So we very much laser focus on the business execution, as well as we both are pretty good operators every day, and we have external partners like that help us with logistics, supply chain in America, people who come from the fragrance industry, from Anta Perfumes, and from other experienced partners. So we have a lot of help with external partners, and it's interesting because we were very lucky that even people that
we need to move to the feedback part now. I'm sorry.
So this is kind of the setup of the company so far. So we tried to bring it as far as we could. We invested 600K of our own private funds until this point. This company has almost no debt, which I find is very important. No banks are involved so far, and we have still an inventory in the United States with a sales value of $350,000.
Okay, thank you so much, Kristina.
Thank you.
All right, so Celine, would you like to ask your question? Celine, I think you're mute. Celine?
Yes, sorry, I was in mute.
Sorry.
No, I was just saying that I have a lot of small questions. So do you want me to put everything on the table?
Yes.
Or just maybe the first one is...
we don't have so much time, so maybe you can connect after the event, or send me your questions, or maybe just ask like one or two.
Just to understand, though, next year going to be a relaunch or reset, and then what was your previous achievement before COVID? Because as you said, you started roughly 6 years ago, so it would be interesting to know what you reached before this relaunch next year. That would be my first question.
I know we started 2018. We launched the brand 18, so 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And so that was most of the time of product developments there still, and getting the global and the infrastructure of everything. And then end of 2019, we launched on Shopify. And so then we had our first inventory with the hair products. We sold them, but then during the pandemic, we really took the time mostly to produce and to have this very complex product development of the 8 fragrances that we launched, and set up Amazon and everything. And then when we launched the vegan fragrance line, we launched it in February this year. And this was now the test phase that we sold our fragrances so far. But we made like around now 200K revenue so far.
Okay, thanks. And next question is more related to products themselves. So for the let's say care line, do you work with European façonnier? I don't know if it's the right word for you.
You mean
like you are working with Givaudan for fragrance?
Yes. And your question is with whom we work for the
Yeah, you don't have to tell the name if you don't want, but
this is
based in Europe.
Yeah, this is a good question. So the skincare line that we want to launch should be like complementary to the other ones. So it's called Happiness for Your Hands, Love for Your Hands, Kindness for Your Hands. So this is a vegan skincare, vegan hand cream line. But the actual oils are also produced by Gévaudan. And then we have a manufacturer for the skincare that actually has a formula and puts the oil that Gévaudan produces into the hand cream. So this is what a product that we want to bring out to the market then in 2023. Ideally, like in the same color and like a complementary to the existing fragrances. So and as well, the next plan is also that we would also like to launch a candle line that fits to the fragrance line.
And my next question is very oriented on my current business, because we are positioned as impact fund, and when we start to look at a beauty brand, we start by looking at INCI and the formulas itself. So especially for fragrance, we all know that there is a kind of black hole.
Yes.
And did you manage with Gévaudan to get the whole formula? And if your positioning is to be perceived as a real clean brand, then did you get it? Are you sure that everything is perfect in the formula?
Yes, so we are 100% paraben-free, phthalate-free. I don't know how to pronounce it in English, but okay, and as well 100% vegan, and our products are all registered with the Vegan Society in Birmingham, UK. So Gévaudan themselves also have like an agreement with the Vegan Society, and since we were able to develop these fragrances from scratch, because as we all know, as you said, as a black hole, it's like you can't say just now the designer fragrance XYZ is now vegan, because it simply is not vegan. So this is why every other big brand needs to create a fragrance line again from scratch. So the ones that we all know, the big designer fragrances that make these $1 million, but they're all not vegan. So, but we were able to start from scratch with the formulas, and this is why we were able to make sure with Gévaudan from the beginning of the briefing of the perfumers that they are like 100% vegan, paraben free, etc., and have this clean beauty legal certificates.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, I think we can continue offline, and I have a lot of little questions. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, then Deborah.
Hello, Kristina. Congratulations. Quick question from me. You're across quite a number of product categories for quite a young company. So I was wondering about the unit economics of the different categories and how you're using that to guide your product development roadmap.
Yes, that's a good question. And you're right. I mean, the hair products are very, it's just about the 10 colors. So that was a very big sourcing process to have the right manufacturers and have the right quality and everything in place. So, but you're right with the fragrances. We developed 8 fragrances for the beginning, because for us it was very important that we have this line, because the whole idea of the fragrances is also the line, that you have the positivity, love, the kindness, that it can be picked up on mood. But I have to say that the fragrances, the vegan fragrances, are our main hero SKU right now, that we really want to sell and push and everything. Let's say that the hand cream is really more like, it's like a let's call it halo product at the moment. So because we don't have the financial resources to bring that now on a bigger scale to the market ourselves, but we wanted at least to develop it, to show it to investors, because for me it was always like very important not to put it in PowerPoints. I always wanted to show, look, this is how we would like to have the product like design and look in the end. But of course we are not the ones who can now finance like I don't know, 20K bottles of hand cream. It's just like more like the hand cream, the shampoo is like really at the minimum. It's more to show, you know, it's more like a halo product. The fragrances actually we were able to finance, and we had to because of the complexity of the supply chain. We produced 10K bottles ourselves. We needed to, because this is the requirement when you get the glass bottles and have the manufacturers. So the production of the components is always an issue, of course. That's why you need to have like rolling cash flow to have ideally at least always the bottles on stock in the country where you fill them. So the bottles are, I always call it, the bottles are the biggest bottleneck for us. So have the bottles on hand, and then because the bottle sourcing lead time supply chain wise is 4 months, but the actual filling process is just 2-3 weeks, because Givaudan is of course fast. You just take it out of their library and then they're filling it, but the actual component is there. So this is why there's the main thing, and this is why we invested the most in that product now.
Got it. Thank you. Move on to Alfredo and Matilda, I think.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, Deborah. Alfredo, yeah.
Yeah, thanks so much. I just have 2 points, more suggestions than anything. We also launching beauty at Farfetch, and one thing that I'm perceiving a lot from our user research is the need and how customers rely on sampling.
Yes.
And how that's important for them. So I'm just wondering if you have any strategy for your DTC route. I didn't see anything on your website, but there's a very cool company called SoPost, and they do very interesting sampling strategies for business. So I can put you guys in contact with them. I think there's a cool thing for you. And then another thing there I was thinking is also from our user research, there's a interesting need from customers on bundling. So like buying multiple products together. And I think your proposition of having this like love and fun method is quite exciting, and that people love to buy like maybe all 5 products together and have like a love day or a happy day or a I don't know,
Absolutely.
So I think it's like maybe creating like a small bottle and then bundling them together with a higher price point could be a good option for people to test more fragrances, and be like exposed to all your products at once.
Absolutely, Alfredo, 100% agree. So this is exactly another point for the investor. So I get this question asked all the time, like, because you're 100% of course right with that advice. I mean, we definitely need like this little testers. In my dream, the little testers are even come in mini heart bottles, you know, that you can even sell them on airplane, duty free, and e-commerce. You have this little heart set that people can have like the miniature love, kindness, happiness, me time, so they can test it. So 100%. The only reason why we didn't do it, because it requires again like capital to do that. But you're absolutely right. We need that for sure. And the other point is the bundles. It's funny because we just talked. We just did that yesterday as a test on Amazon, but with a real product. So we bundled happiness and kindness, love and love. So all of that, and it works already well. So people, you're right, they like it because it's like make a bundle of love and kindness, and in the future it's even maybe nice to put like a real, I don't know, like a gift carton with a bundle together or something. Yes, there are multiple opportunities also marketing and PR wise, because with this you can like all year round, like happiness, kindness, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day. We also have something on mind for Christmas. It's also developed already. We will have a Christmas line. So it's like a marketing campaign that you can really play like 12 months all year round. It's not like we are like a skiing company or something. So it's like, so you really, with this love and kindness and beauty of gifting and the products, and weddings are also a very big topic. I didn't even show it to you. So we have first of all, we have a Valentine's love fragrance. So that is a limited edition just for Valentine's Day, which of course is great when it comes in a heart-shaped bottle, because there's no Valentine's fragrance on the existing yet. I mean, so, and the other one is called Wedding Love. So we also have one for the wedding, because, you know, with our hair products and everything, we wanted to also go into this billion-dollar wedding market, because wedding is also, you know, the beauty of gifting, bridal shower, bridesmaids, and there's a lot of room for gifting these products.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thanks so much, Kristina.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone. All right, we have one more pitch tonight. This time it's a presenter from Iceland. It's Heiðrún Sigfúsdóttir, who is going to present us Catecut. So hello, Heiðrún.
Hi, thank you.
Hello, how are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, very well. You can share the screen. Great, I can see it.
You can see my screen. Okay, fantastic. So I will start. So my name is Heiðrún, and I'm thrilled to introduce you to Catecut, our bold, fun, and exciting startup. Kate will be live early in 2023. It's a chic personal AI stylist. Kate loves to help women shine with her style, finding an outfit that fits and flatters. Kate is the result of research and development work with our professional stylists who have been training Kate how to stylize for years. And how often have you heard, I have a wardrobe full of clothing, but still nothing to wear? So not surprisingly, studies have shown that women often lack information on what clothing to wear and use less than 50% of clothing in their wardrobes. And 30 to 40% of online fashion purchases are typically returned. 87% of the total fiber input used for clothing is ultimately incinerated or sent to a landfill. Up to 70% of returns are due to poor fit or style. And up to 57% of companies want to pursue initiatives to help customers get their style right the first time. And people throw out clothing after wearing items on average of 7 to 10 times. Catecut helps you discover clothing and outfit combinations in styles, patterns, and colors that suit, and help you learn how to utilize your existing wardrobe more efficiently. So helping you look your best self, making online shopping easier, positively impacting the environment, and have fun while doing it. We are democratizing personal styling through the application of proprietary AI-driven technology, making available professional styling expertise at the touch of a button. And our primary audience are women 25 to 35 who are getting dressed every day, hasn't come easily, live in the US, have mid to high income, shop premium fashion, and are starting a successful career. We participated in Startup Reykjavík, an accelerator in 2019. We received a grant from the Technology Development Fund, RUNNIS, in 2020. And we received a grant now recently, so in total around $300,000, which is also a great recognition for our technology and novelty. We beta launched our website in 2021 for testing and feedback. We have made contracts with around hundreds of brands. We implemented AI algorithm this year, and we have attracted around 1,000 beta users. We partnered with a digital agency to maximize user experience, and we are partnering now with GoTo to enable our customers to choose more sustainable products. We use a freemium model, and our platform is free to use for anyone requiring a daily dose of style recommendations for the body type. So we will make money through commission credits and a subscription plan. It's the only AI stylist that provides comprehensive analysis to find the right clothes for you based on analysis of body attributes, color, and style, and enables you to build your capsule wardrobe with existing clothes. So majority of the competitors are analyzing your style. And just to show you a little bit here is that we are, for our B2C customers, it's a premium platform. For B2B, it's free, but we receive the commission from them. So our aim here is to reduce the returns, recommendations, and sales through the platform, reduce the carbon footprint, and reduce clothing and ending up in the landfills. To fund our expansion, the company plans to raise now $2 million in equity, and mainly to do spend on marketing around 60%. And of course, we are a technology company, so we will continue our product development. The customer acquisition cost is high to begin with, and we will spend a large percentage on marketing that compromises our advertisement costs, promotional campaigns, and of course, salaries and marketing staff. In 2025, we expect the revenues will exceed customer acquisition cost, and with a larger number of return users buying clothes through the app at least twice per year, their revenues will continue to rise higher. The team behind our company is made up of creative people. This includes a business expert, stylist, computer scientist, people with experience in marketing, sales, fashion, and of course, our AI specialists. Our team is currently creating an app leveraging our prior experience developing and running the service as a website. So here is a sneak peek of our upcoming app. Oh. And if you're interested to become a part of our amazing team, then just drop us a line. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Heiðrún. All right, I wanted to ask Deborah, if you still have time, would you like to ask your questions now?
Yes, sure. Thank you. Apologies, everybody. I have another meeting I need to move on to, but just really wanted to understand about the tech stack and what the roadmap over the next 12 months looks like as you build the data set.
Yeah, okay. So now we are pivoting into an app. So we have all the technology behind it is ready. So we are launching now an MVP with the product that we already built in the last 2 years. And then we are actually building on that is helping you use your existing clothes more efficiently. So basically you can take a picture of your items either in a store or at home, and then you find what clothing matches with your existing clothes. And also we have a color analysis, and we are now in collaboration with another company to integrate that into the app, so we can actually identify the colors in the clothing, so we can bring you the right color tones as well.
Okay.
Yeah, but of course, marketing, we now received a grant for marketing and for building the infrastructure for our marketing approach in the US market, and that's our focus as well.
Okay, so just to be clear, there's a piece of this that you actually don't own, it's somebody else?
No,
it's
we
a
own, no, it's our technology, we own this.
Oh, it's your tech. Okay, that's great. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Deborah. Thank you for joining us. And okay, Celine?
Yes, so I was wondering for next year launch, which is roughly tomorrow. So will you focus mainly on end user acquisition or getting brands? Because I guess that money will come from the brands you will work with. So could you maybe just explain the way you will address that? And I guess it's not one which is a priority over the other because you have to address both.
Yeah. Do you mean money to launch our app, or
no? I mean the way to earn money, to make revenue.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So so it's a premium platform, but our customers or users can actually upgrade, and then it's a subscription. And they also can buy credits or buy, for example, if I want to have my color palette in the app, then I can purchase that. But for every piece I buy through the app, we receive a commission from the brands that we are collaborating with. So they have their clothing in the app, and then we direct to their website, and then you make the purchase and we receive a commission.
Okay, so you will get revenue from end users, and in the meantime, with brands you are partnering with.
Yes,
with.
Yeah, okay. Exactly, both ways. Yeah.
And I guess the marketing effort is going to be huge on the end user side.
Yes, it's marketing to the users. So we are mainly focusing on getting as many users into the app, and that's what our focus today is, to have an excellent UI UX experience. So when you enter the app, you want to come back. And that's so important for us to make sure that the feeling, everything goes smoothly, and the onboarding process is really fast and easy.
And could you be a kind of white label solution for Farfetch, for instance, because they do have the end user customer database. They do have a lot of products.
Yeah, that's in our timeline, actually. 3-year plan is that we could actually be a white label solution for other brands to use in their either app or website store. So then you could just, we can ask you, okay, do you want to get help from your stylist? And then we would be there to assist as a white labeling solution.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Celine. All right, and the last feedback will be from Alfredo.
Oh, thanks so much, Matthias. I think it's a very interesting proposition. There's a lot of movement from in the market now on that side. So it's tough competition as well. It'll be very interesting to explore in more depth about your algorithm and how you collect in those data points, and so then you can provide this recommendation. I saw that you are also trying to tackle the size and fit opportunity, which is also very substantial as well, and is a great opportunity as well to explore. I think it's I would love to explore in more depth to understand exactly like how is your tech stack built, and what you have planned for next year. I see a little bit of it's going to be hard for you to acquire customers, and at this stage there's a lot of companies doing the same thing in the market, so you need to have a very strong USP and a very strong value proposition to be the different one. I don't know, that's some very cool examples like Wishy from New York, where they're like human stylists providing product recommendations, but there's like some very good useful cases like Stylytics or Find Mine from America as well, that they can link the propositions through API. So I think one thing is the algorithm that you're developing. Another thing is the amount of customer data that you collect, and that's very valuable as well, and how you can leverage that to make your algorithm even more sophisticated. And I think the third point is how can you scale your business beyond the app and beyond the commission model. to support brands with like product recommendations on a P2P, on a POP at scale.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think it's also a really good point there is the data that we actually gathered, because we actually thought about that, because we have a really valuable data that we have about the customers and what the audience fits with the brand.
Exactly.
And that would be something to think about in the future, definitely.
Perfect. Yeah. So that, once you're ready, please just drop me a line. I'd love to explore that in more.
Yeah, definitely. Would love to. Thanks.
All right, thank you so much, everyone. This was the final page for tonight. So I would like to take the opportunity to thank the presenting startups for the presentations, and also the board members for the feedback and questions and your time. And so now just like short table of if you have some last comments or remarks about the event or about the presentations. So Alfredo, would you like to say a few last sentences?
Yeah, no, again, thank you so much for having me. It's like always a great pleasure to be in front of new ideas and new inspiring people. So yeah, count on me for like the next editions, and I'm truly supportive of what you guys doing. Yeah.
Thank you so much. It would be a pleasure to have you on the board again. And yes, it was really an amazing lineup. I think it was a bit longer than expected, but it was everything was so interesting. So yeah, I hope you don't mind that we were a bit over time. All right. And so thank you again, Alfredo, for joining. And yeah, Celine, you have some more last remarks?
Oh, thank you for the invitation. So it has been a while since I was part of this kind of event. I really like it, and it's very international and yeah, refreshing, and yeah, definitely I like it. And I think we had time, at least not to ask several questions, but to address main ones. And I know that, yeah, the ecosystem works very well, and please, guys, doesn't hesitate to contact me, even if, you know, we are not ready to invest in all potential projects, but we can have discussion anyway. So thank you, Mathilde, for organizing that. And yeah.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Good holidays to everybody.
Yes, exactly. Christmas next week, apparently. That's where I came very fast. All right, so thanks again, everyone. And I will be sharing the recording and contact details to everyone. And wish you all good holidays, and to wrap up everything successfully before Christmas, right? And see you soon at the next event. All right. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
Thank you for your kindness, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.